Now, French President Emmanuel Macron said the group behind that attack in Moscow had tried to hit targets here in France. He's now calling for increased cooperation with Russia. Macron also cautioning Russian authorities not to link Friday's attack to Ukraine.
This group is, it seems, implicated in this attack and appears to have, over the past few months, made several attempts to attack in our own territory. So, knowing these intentions and the potential ramifications, we have decided to increase the anti-terrorist patrols. This is coherent with the claims around this attack and the fact that this group has tried to strike on French soil.
We can now bring in our international affairs editor, Angela Diffley. Angela, good afternoon. Why would an ISIS branch want to target Russia?
Well, first of all, we just heard Emmanuel Macron speaking there. The fact that this was a bloodily successful attack doesn't mean that only Russia was targeted. We've heard there that attempts have been foiled, according to Macron, in other countries, and that is highly plausible. There are a number of reasons. A lot of people have been saying this is very odd. Russia has criticized, for example, the United States for supplying military equipment to Israel in its fight against Islamists in Gaza. And isn't there some sort of contradiction here? The fact, of course, is that around the world, the situation of the Palestinians is not front and centre. There are many other grievances held by various groups. This group, ISK, which is the sort of Central Asian branch of ISIS, has really grown in strength since IS was largely crushed in Syria and in Iraq. And they still have said, it was on their website recently, apparently, that they will not forgive or forget Russia's role in the defeat of ISIS in Syria and its help for Bashar al-Assad. That is a very recent grievance they have. But many of these issues go way back. We have 1994 to 2009, there were two attempts at independence from Muslim-majority Chechnya, which were pretty brutally crushed by Russia, and equally, even going back to 1979 invasion of Afghanistan, there are a lot of reasons for grievances which are exploited by these people.
Now, the French president, Emmanuel Macron, is cautioning Russian authorities not to try and blame Ukraine, which is something they're trying to do.
Yeah, when Putin spoke on Saturday night, he didn't even mention Islamist terrorism or ISK, but instead tried to draw some sort of link with Ukraine, didn't present any proof on that at all. The fact of the matter is that he would be seen to have failed to protect his citizens. Yeah. The United States Embassy on March the 7th issued a warning to its own citizens and generally not to go to crowded areas, that there was a security threat. They told the Kremlin. Putin said it was an attempt to intimidate Muscovites. This looks very bad for him because Russian intelligence failed significantly. There is also the question, are Russian security forces concentrating too much on a crackdown on internal dissidents against the war on Ukraine, against Vladimir Putin? Are the intelligence services so preoccupied with the war in Ukraine that they took their eye off the ball? There are lots of reasons why he might draw a link with Ukraine, also to encourage more Russians to join up and to perhaps escalate that war in Ukraine.